Long day of work. Wait a minute. Why is Kisuke's hat here? He only leaves us here when he's been on my computer. Oh, what the fuck is that guy done? What has he done? What has he done? What has he done? What the fuck has he done? What the hell is it? Oh, he found a new Bleak fanfiction. Okay, I can definitely get behind this. Kisuke actually didn't change anything or try to improve anything on my computer. Good. Okay, this is good. Whew. He's gonna scare me like that. Alright. Right. So I hope you all enjoyed that. This is a sequel fanfiction to the Mice Will Play Bleak's fanfiction that I of course read and reviewed on this channel. The actual setting is actually 23 years in the it's 23 years in the future after the events of the Mice Will Play ended, which I actually said takes place in the timeline right after the Soul Society arc, which of course would take the actual bound arcs place in the anime timeline. That's assuming they basically you all never actually read the manga and you all think that the balance are actually canon. Well, guess what? They're not. They're filler. Never ever happened in the manga. Go read it now, please. Go. Pause this. Go read the manga, please. Go. Go now. Now. Pause it. Put down the chips and go read the manga, please. And the dip. Yes. The dip too. Come on, just go. Pause this and go. But anyway, for you select few who have actually read the manga, this of course, so it's about so after the events of the actual Bleach manga, let's see, so yeah, that was the 10-year time jump. So that's the first 10 years gone. So the actual setting for this would be essentially would actually be 13 years after the actual after the events well after the first time skip and the actual, and the, well, not the first time skip, but the actual final time skip and the actual manga. So yeah, it's about Dale, and in the summary it says, years in the future, the Spiel and the Cerite are connected once more. The former, like, more concerning than Hollows, or even a long call, are a will of a breach into the plane and prepared to go to war with the Spiel, the Cerite, and every other spirit world they encounter. So, and the kind of from like, they are of course from Irish mythology, and basically that is basically what the Spiel is actually there to actually fight against, if it would happen, if they ever actually decided, you know what, this is boring, why don't we go and conquer the Spiel? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. That's why the Spiel is actually there, for the same reason why the actual Soul Society and the Cerite, they are basically there, not only as a place where basically souls go when they die, but it's to basically protect the Cerite and the actual and the world of the living from, of course, Hollows. But of course the like are a little more concerning. Just trust me on this. Go and look them up. I will actually leave a link to this actual fanfiction in the description box down below. So anyway, let's get into this first. It's not exactly the real first chapter. The actual site just basically says that it is, but it's not. Anyway, let's get into this. I didn't recall what brought the name to mind as he had engaged in another lesson with my twin sons, Saladin and Medoc. We're not supervising nor actively participating. He had specifically asked me to watch them as the taught. Thus far, neither had any inkling towards Kumak, but the Funima Hanam emanating from them both continued to grow with them. But something caused the caused the name Salparo Grants to bubble to the surface of my mind. How many years had it been now? I had to stop and think. 23 years. 23 years since I'd rid myself of the product of his insanity. 23 years since that event caused the Cerate to be sealed from the spiel forever. And come here specifically instructed me to steal it. Prove to them I truly was no longer under its influence, only influence of anyone in the society. I will have sealed the passage through any way. Well, the most likely scenario at the time, since the fee wasn't assured, if I'd been concerned of the ramifications of Miyodi Karasuchi entering the spiel, I was terrified of what Sile would have done in sulking for his creation, and what came next was even more fearsome. I started to imagine what we would have faced had the Cerate fallen to Yura Anna's stern riddle. Sealing the gateway was the only option. And I'm gonna stop right there for a quick second. I just want to make it very clear that the actual 23 years I've actually mentioned. That is 23 years after the events of 23 years of 23 years after the events of the first fanfiction. The mice will play. So from that point on to basically this point, it's been 23 years. But yeah, anyway, let's get back into this. Alright, I smiled to myself. Wuhan was 22 and a spectacular young man, even without my maternal bias. Though the many impatient and questioning ones, he never spoke an unkind word. He dedicated himself wholly to his education, both in books and hard study, with e-part and with combat techniques, with the TL Madriad. He-chan, when also rising, his boy Kumak was formidable. fortunately, he had Dio to guide him through wielding and mastering something so raw and intense. He would most likely become the false non-hereditary the spiel had seen. And for those of you who don't know, the actual Wafani is essentially the Kenpachi. The Wafani is essentially the Kenpachi of the spiel, but the actual meaning is a little different. Basically, Wafani is the sole protector of the actual spiel. Everyone else is basically backup. Basically. He'd grown as tall as his father and resembled both him in stature and appearance. He'd taken from his late teens to being the arms of his hair much on a shorter than the Crimson. About the time the twins were born. Being 16 years old, he doted on them even more than he had on a I can't pronounce that word, I'm sorry. I couldn't fault him for that, as he was only 6 when she was born. So in total, she has Siani. She has 4 kids. 3 boys, 1 girl. 2 of them are twins. But yeah, anyway. All she wanted to do was follow in a brother's footsteps. She convinced herself everything he could do, she could as well. She'd grown a few inches taller than I. Her hair was a perfect blending of mine and Theo's. A nearly glowing carbon. She was so beautiful, charming people from infancy, with eyes as deeply green as her father's. I was told constantly she resembled me, but I never saw it. Her determination, surely I'd admit to. At 6 scene, she was already nearing Dallas Quake. It's basically the actual version of Bankai with a sport kumlak. More than once I'd heard whispers of her stepping in as on long nights when I could no longer meet the duties of the position, but I just spelled them every time. One child groomed into a hereditary position was enough, and even if it did one day occur, I refused to force her into the constant strenuous training I had. I wanted her free to pursue what she desired, and not what others had chosen for her. She was 10 when the twins were born, and took that cue for Mulan as well, spending as much time with them as she could between lessons and training. He was the first to call them Kupla Psych. Cannot pronounce that damn word. Meowed twins. For a while, Saberdine and Medoc were identical. They were a mirrored image of the other. They were an odd but exact combining of Tia and myself. He had hair split down the middle that was light brown on one side and flaming copper on the other. Saberdine was orange on the on the left, and Maddox was on the right. Each sported one amber and one green. Saberdine's was amber on the left, and basically Maddox on the right. Neither showed any interest at all in combat. Unlike the older siblings, had not even a hint nor a ripple of reaching out to a spoiled Kumak, but the overall cinema was just as intense. And this is where I wish I could draw. I really wish I could, because I want to draw them. Because just so I could actually show you all who are probably watching this in the actual who are actually watching this, just exactly what they look like. But I can't draw. Anyways, sorry. They seemed almost preoccupied, even before they could walk, with caring for others. Things they'll towards their playthings, and other children was compassion wasn't strong enough a word. When it came to interacting with the killer, they were completely inseparable. They did nothing independently. That's why I'd been asked to sit in on their lessons since lately, for even calling so to notice anything that would lead to a purpose and focus for their growing power. I return my attention to them briefly as Eberhard was lecturing of healing herbs. I let my mind start wandering again. A sudden skin-crawling silence refocused me upon them. Both precious little faces were staring straight at me. Muzzle, what is that? They asked in unison. I was about to question them about the current lesson, then I felt it. I closed my eyes and then inhaled a deep breath. I met their gaze when I opened and them, then trailed to Eberhard's face. That my loves is Ryatsu. Remember how I explained to you how sometimes Wuhan feels a little different to you? I stood and nodded at Eberhard as I moved to the door. He returned the nod as I took off. Once again, the impossible happened. A Shinigami had somehow broken my seal and breached the spiel. Wuhan and Tia were already at the archway when I arrived. A young woman and a yaksha with a top knot of crimson hair stood just inside. Wuhan had unsheathed but not activated his white kumak. Just had a firm hand upon his. A barrage of questions was flying out of her mouth as I joined them. It had not been her chosen destination, and she had no idea who she was, or basically who we were. I, however, didn't have the luxury of honey bonus. I knew precisely who this was. Right as I was about to speak to that, the gateway shimmered again, and another stepped out. It shouldn't have caught me off guard. Well, he didn't seem to have aged exactly. He looked older. His hair no longer bound at the top of his head, but draped in a long braid. He lost his shoulder. Lengthy a body, and his daughter had broken through my seal, and I had no idea how. He tried writing her questions to no avail. He stared at all of us for a few moments, and I thought he might recognize us, but unfortunately, that's the moment Logheit arrived. She had her Boyd Comac active. That's all it took. Bungzy had Zabi Shamamoto in the hand, and then Shikai before I could blink. Tia and Wuhan responded in kind. This, of course, caused the girl to release horizontal as well. The concentration and mixture of Funma, Kanam, and Ryasu was for powering. I took Hane and with extreme hesitation, right as I called her into I can't say that word, as still version of Shikai. The gateway shimmered again. Someone seen unidentified energy hit me, and I started to collapse. There was a bright blinding flash, and everything went dark, and that is all for the first part of the new fan fiction. So you know, even though this is just the end production, it definitely does feel like it definitely feels like a first chapter, because it does lead perfectly into the next one. But alright, this focused on mainly Seani's twin sons, Sabadine. Well, I focused on more or less her actual children, basically letting us all know just how much time has actually passed since the events of the mice will play, and basically how much things have actually changed. And the 23 years since the events of the mice will since the events of how the mice will play happened. So it focused on just basically how Sabine and Madoc looked, who exactly stepped into the spiel, which of course Wingsy and Chica, but it's a much older Chica, because it is of course 23 years in the future. So she's about, I think she would be like about, I think 13, probably. It sounds about right. But yeah, well, no. Probably more like 15. Probably. But I might have to actually ask. Might have to ask the actual riddle. But yeah, as far as introductions go, this was a very solid introduction, and even as a first good chapter, it was good. It was a really strong first chapter. It of course wants me, it makes me want to read more and more. But I'm gonna save that for the next video. Overall, I'm gonna give this first part a great plus. A great plus to it's just a great plus. But yeah, that's all that I have to say for this actual video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with your friends. This is your captain. I'm saying 1, 2, 3. Sign out. Peace.